Okay. Let's give it a couple of minutes so people can join.
Yep. Welcome to those who are already there. Don't hesitate to ask your question in the YouTube chat, guys.
Yep. If you're gonna ask us, we're gonna answer. That's how it works. I'm pretty sure what they're gonna ask us. The first question is gonna be probably something related to Tesla or something like that, you know. Because have you seen what happened to Tesla?
Yeah.
So today it already went up like 40%. That's pretty crazy,
Yeah.
bro.
Welcome to those. XRP is pumping hard also. Don't hesitate to ask your question in the YouTube chat, guys.
Oh, sorry, I have to mute my YouTube so we don't have a playback. Okay, let's check Tesla in the meantime. Look at this, man. Look at this.
Tesla is the new Bitcoin.
Holy shit. Is Tesla a car manufacturer or is it the shitcoin, you know? I can't tell. So basically, let's see what the timeline is in this shit. So
I would say
from this to this area, we basically in the last 250 days we went ×3. And that's a regular market, that's no crypto. Like, I don't know what the Musk is selling. Maybe it's because he's smoking weed that everybody's so excited. But this, like, guys, if you're on this, take profits. I mean, I swear, if anybody's in this, take profits. Because this is gonna fall. This is gonna fall bad. This can easily have 50% retrace. Easily. Or 60.
yeah, there is no level.
Like, there's actually nothing for us to even say. Like, I'm telling you guys, if you're in there, take profits. I mean, like, even stock of Apple doesn't look like this, you know? Oh, actually it does look like this after the last 25. Okay. Okay, but at least it didn't pump as much as 3 times, right? Because you can see what happens. Every time it had a huge pump, right? Every time it had a huge pump, look, it touched the previous level, right? And then you have a punch, it touched the previous level. Had a huge bump, touched the previous. Okay, this was a little bit missed, but pretty close, right? So you can basically get an idea what's gonna happen to Tesla, right? It's gonna retrace down the shithole. It's too much, too much. Let's see what's going on the plain old gold. Where's the gold? The gold, guys, the gold. I don't know what the fuck. Oh, this is the closing price. Why is it so weird? Oh, okay, the short is still alive. You remember, Arnaud? The short is still alive for gold.
Yeah, I remember.
It's still alive. Holy shit, we thought we were gonna get blown through, but look, it's going down. Be the man, Arnaud. Be the man. So, should we go live?
Yeah, we are 4 of us. Not that much.
Okay, I guess, you know.
But let's go with BTC.
The people will probably join. Okay, guys, welcome to yet another webinar, weekly webinar, hosted by me and Arnaud. I mean, and by me I mean Alex. Okay, so let's start off with Bitcoin, right? So, what the hell is this? Okay, wait, no, it's actually the right chart. It just looks a lot dotted on the weekly. Okay, guys. So basically, from the previous week, we already stated, right, that I mean, we always already established the fact that we're really starting to be bullish when we break this sort of the area trend, right? let's just go to a little bit less. Have too many lines on that chart. Okay. We break it when we get bullish while we break this sort of area, which is which means for us that we are breaking a big pattern that has been going on for 2 years, right? We already established that. And there is no coincidence, now if you go down to 4 hours, there is no coincidence right about now that the current structure is moving sort of in a bearish terms, right? So I know I've heard a lot about today, about 2 golden crosses on EMA and a lot of bullish indicators, right? But I'm gonna tell you, if this, like, I mean, you can agree with me here, right, Arnaud? I mean, if this structure now pumps, I mean, do we have any comments about that, Arnaud? If this now pumps, right?
If it not pumps, it looks like distribution.
Exactly. I mean, if this isn't the most obvious distribution, right? And look, it was like this, but this was a little bit more stretched out, right? So what I'm expecting, I already filled the shorts 2 times on this, right? And now I was looking for the 3rd time because I'm very sure that this is bearish, right? So this was my another short for the current structure, right? But now as it's breaking down and as we are losing this sort of area, now we're simply going to have to move the short lower for us to still, I mean, the stop is still gonna have to be retained up here. Why? Because Bitcoin is weak as hell, right? But if past has anything has taught us, right, that when you get something like this, the second week doesn't count so far, right? So we could, if you are brave and if you already are in short, you could put your stop a little bit on here, right? Now this would be your area where you fill the shorts. Now this would be kind of your area right now, where you should focus on feeling more shorts with stop above here or stop above here, depends on how you're feeling about Bitcoin. I usually like to have a little bit safety because there are wicks all over the place. And this would be my kind of a last spot to short before I would say that Bitcoin is going to at least down here, right? At least down here. But on the large retrospect, I'm feeling it's gonna go a little bit deeper even, but I'm not gonna start predicting stuff because we're not here to predict, right? Obviously, as everyone is bullish at the moment and longs are being quite expensive to pay. Let me check the rates right now. It's actually 0.03 on BitMEX. It's quite expensive. So basically, if you're just sitting in a long right now for the last, I don't know how many days is this, let's see, for the last 7 days, right? If you're sitting in a long, you basically pay 0.03% every 8 hours, which is almost, wait, actually, did I say that right? It was actually 0.0, it was like 0.3%, right, Arnaud? Like 2 days ago? Okay.
0.08 even.
Oh, yeah. So basically, if you were sitting a day on short, you would pay 0.2% every day for the last 7 days, right? So that's basically 1.4% loss already, right? Roughly 1.5% loss already, just being paid for lending the money to you throughout the margin, right? And now shorts are being paid quite heftily if you manage to get one on the BitMEX, right? The case being right now is you have to look the upside and the downside of being short, right? The upside is, let's just say a breakout happens, right? It's going to go, wait, let me find a line. It's gonna go around 11k if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this would be kind of our next short opportunity if it breaks out the Bitcoin, right? Now, if we check the current price right now, and we draw a line, this is basically 1,500 bucks move, right? But if we zoom out and we follow the every pattern that Bitcoin had for the past 2 years, we could actually say that if we take short right here, that our target eventually would be under 6k, right? Which is $3,100 plus, I mean something a little bit more, right? $3,000 and 100 plus gain, right? So if you're trading from our perspective, so let's just say if you're trading from basically our basic knowledge, we have a lot more to gain on the downwards than we do on the upwards, right? So getting a short right in now is a very smart idea, to be honest, right? And not only do we have a lot more to gain on the downside, we are getting paid a lot by just being in the short and not even having anything else, right, open at the moment. So so for me, it's a no-brainer to now focus on a short as a minute, right? But it's not one of those shorts when you want to go in big, right? I mean, of course, some people are going in big just because they're playing the same thing, but you know, patterns are meant to be broken, and they're gonna be broken eventually, right? And even on Bitcoin. Do we know it's gonna be broken right now? No, and we're not even trying to predict that it's gonna be broken, because we can only play the odds, and the odds are now far, far more in favor for us of being short than being long, right? If this tends to happen, if the breakout tends to happen, then we're gonna tune a little bit more bullish. Then the retrospect on the higher class, we can go even up here, or you know, above 20k. Then it's Tesla run, right? I mean, I guess that's gonna be a new pinnacle of saying we're gonna run like Tesla, not more shitcoins, right? Yeah, so that would be basically it for Bitcoin. So for now, I would still suggest, if you got anything, smash a small short. It won't hurt you. You're gonna get paid on the funding and everything else, right? And if it works out, you're gonna make a lot of money and you won't risk much money, you know. So that's basically the best kind of situation when you do have in trading, right? So again, guys, if you've got any questions, don't hesitate to ask us. We are available. We will answer them as to best of our abilities and everything, right? So don't be shy, guys. Don't be shy if you got any questions about Bitcoin, right? Ethereum, all another story. So I know you remember that we talked that Ethereum is far, far behind the Bitcoin, and if you check out, it's still far, far behind Bitcoin, right?
Yeah,
but
yeah, of course.
Exactly. But the thing is, it is actually now even closer. It's now a lot closer because it's been doing its own thing, right? So as Bitcoin looks distribution, right, distribution-wise, Ethereum doesn't do this just yet, right? So many people could say this is a bullish flag, right? That bullish flag in painting, but I'm not gonna go down that road and start explaining the patterns and everything, right? Because if we look to our left, we did hit this major hole, that is. So yeah, this is a proper resistance. So yes, we can test lower levels, but if we do that, I would like to retain this level, at least this level, because if this level bounces here from here, this is quite a bullish level, right? I really like this bounce. If this bounces here, we actually have a chance of rejecting once more in this range. We have a chance of rejecting one more here, but we should, in retrospect, we should eventually hit this yellow line, right? Which would be really good for Ethereum. Ethereum is still, if it wants to break the pattern, the area is still up here. It's still the main level of the entire chart. Nothing has changed around that. Fact. So it's still far, far away from Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is already there. Ethereum is still 80% away, but we are slowly getting there, right? Ethereum, let's check Ethereum BTC, how that chart is looking like. So we played this one really well, to be honest, at the end of the day. No, the other one. Okay, so this is proper accumulation pattern, right? And this one is, if I'm not mistaken, looks quite similar to the one when BTC was 3K, right? I mean, it does look kind of like this, right? So generally speaking, Ethereum, even on it versus BTC, it can finally boost up, right? So being the main level, or should I say the main area of the chart, would be right this. If it can break this on the first try, this would be really bullish for us. And it has about 25% left to go. Combined with this, it could actually make some serious damage on Ethereum, right? But the thing is, if we are expecting the BTC to go down, that it would make sense that BTC chart would go back up a little bit and start falling behind the BTC. But also, it doesn't mean that it will increase the USD price very much just because BTC is going down, right? So if the BTC USD price goes down and this goes up, it kind of retains or increases its USD price a little bit, but that's about it, right? Okay, that's about. So Ethereum India looks much better than Bitcoin right now. So if anybody should be long in something, it should be Ethereum before Bitcoin at the moment. I would feel a lot safer in Ethereum than in Ethereum long that I would feel now in a BTC long, and that's kind of my point of view. Furthermore, XRP, we talked about a lot about this one, and you know, accumulation pattern is playing out. It hasn't done anything significant yet, but it's playing out. And as we said the last time, we are expecting that we would go test this area up there if we can gain the green area. And currently right now it's looking like it, and not just because of that, it's also because the thing it's actually a lot of people are saying it's all season now again on the menu, and I guess it is because, you know, Bitcoin pumps so much and now it's retracing, or should I say it's going sideways and retracing, so people are actually bored with it. So now, you know, alts are back on the menu and it's are pumping out. But this one is still like, this one still has far to go out of the accumulation area. But accumulation area, as we mentioned it before in the previous streams, is playing out quite well. Nothing too much. But I still think the best accumulation we ever had was LTC. Yeah, we had it right here. And this one played perfectly for us, right? This one played perfectly for us. We placed after it broke out here, we placed a trade down here. It filled us and then it mooned, right? And now this is the best sort of example of accumulation, right? When you have something like this, when you're slowly finding your low, right? And then you get that another low, and then you just start sweeping the high, right? So basically you scare a lot of people, sell right here, a lot of people get scared and they escape the charts. Then you have that still one last pullback in the middle of the range, and then it starts moving, right? And this is the best one. And due to this being an actually an alt run, I mean it could be an alt. So LTC, the chart as it's looking at, it has some serious chances of reaching this area, right? I mean, this is a good area for it now to reach, and it's not that far away, only less than 40%. So this all definitely looks good in my book, right? I mean, it could definitely do something what it did in the past, right? See stuff like this, right? It could definitely regain and do something like this and make some gains, right? Is it gonna make a new high? Okay, that's a little bit bold statement. I'm not gonna claim it's gonna make a new high, but if it ever comes up here, I would short here. Like, I would short it hard here, to be honest. Because why? It's the same kind of thing, you know. When it goes lower, it doesn't break the top. When it goes lower, it doesn't break the top, right? Here it didn't go lower, it broke the top, right? And here it just went lower just a little bit, didn't break the top, right? And now we went a little bit lower here again, so definitely would short in this section. Definitely short in this section. Let's see, TRX. Anything smart happening with that coin? Oh, we never got filled on TRX, same accumulation area. Yeah, so basically on this one, after now, we will have to sort of start hunting it a little bit higher. So I'm guessing we're gonna have to move higher now to hunt it up there. But it still has to gain something. So if it rejects this area right now, I wouldn't hunt it here. But if it goes past it, then I would. And yeah, there's chances that it might escape us. But you know, it's like, we want to trade consistently, not just, you know, get all the trades we want, because getting feel of trades is not that hard, you know. I mean, getting trades is not that hard, but the question is, are those trades consistent, right? Are you making money with the trades? That's the most I mean, that's the best question you can ask yourself, right? And the most important one as well, right? So TRX, nothing special now, still has a lot to do. It's still far away from this, so yeah, more than 40%, so would do nothing at this one at the moment. Ethereum we already discussed. EOS is probably still looking back. Let's see, EOS. Okay, so I guess EOS is not gonna go as low as I thought it's gonna go. Okay, so this rejection is pretty, yeah. Right now it looks like it's gonna break out. Yeah, definitely looks like it's gonna break out. This would be our next area. So definitely, the question now is how far it breaks out. If it's gonna break out really far, like above this line, let's just say if it breaks out above this, right? Then I would definitely start with a lot more aggressiveness and start longing here already, right? But if it doesn't, if it like rejects this already, then I'm gonna go a little bit lower with the area of short long, right? Just because you have to give it a little bit of place and time, right? And plus you gotta understand that people like to sell also off a lot when it comes to these things, right? ADH, definitely one of the better performing ones, like LTC, right? Experienced nice accumulation area, and now it's breaking the top. and it's actually coming close to a main line of the chart. This one shouldn't be too far away. Okay, it's under 30%, so like I said, it's one of the better performing ones. If it breaks the same strategy, if it breaks this out, we can go a lot more aggressive, and already start off with these areas, get an aggressive long in there, cover, and you know, just hopefully ride it all the way up to here, which would be a nice gain of 60%, right? But right now, if I was in it, I mean, it was like scalpable opportunity right up here. To be honest, it could be a scalpable short right up here. Just for in case if it doesn't break in the first try, and actually, if somebody scalped that, it actually gave him a nice reaction to the downside, 5%. But nothing too hasty, right? It's definitely, if you don't want to short alts, it's, you know, it's a little bit more dangerous to short alts, especially in these markets, because alts are so far down, and Binance is just adding in the fact that you can short alts, right? If they added this feature up here, right, it would be a lot more calmer than when you're trying to short alts down here, right? It's a lot more, let's just say, problematic, right? Yeah, it's also worth to mention that there's gonna be a new contract on BitMEX, which is they basically adding XRP/USDT, so you can now trade against the USDT chart, right? Which is pretty cool, right? Or not? I mean, should add, should add some more.
Contracts,
Well,
just like ETH and XBT.
Yeah, the Bitcoin is, I mean, the BitMEX is actually losing people, right? So they are doing most that they can, you know, to kind of, you know what I mean, like to kind of get their clients back, right? Yeah, to kind of retain their clients, not to get the clients back, to kind of retain them, right? That's probably their main focus at the moment. Okay, so we basically also got a couple of trades that we wanted to show you guys. So again, if you guys got any questions, please, now it's the time to ask them, guys. You know, we are here, we are ready, we are going to answer them, everything you got. If not, if you got anything, I'm gonna show you the next couple of trades that are gonna be called on the 4C signals. And the first one being, wait, do I not have them? Symbol I miss. Oh, yeah, beam. Okay, the first one being the beam. Actually going to focus on this. Oh, so this one actually come close, but I'm still going to wait for it. I'm still going to wait unless it moons above this. Then I'm gonna, unless it moons above this, I'm gonna cancel it. But right now I'm still on this trade. So basically I'm gonna call this out. If it comes down here, fills us in, moons, the stop is pretty small, which I like, right? It's only 3% stop, so definitely leaves us a lot of room to gain, right? The previous trade we had on the beam was down here, but I guess alts turned out too bullish, right? In the retrospect, I wouldn't long the beam here again, right? Just because it was kind of exemplary. I mean, it was large term of accumulation, but you can have to see, right? When it came down, it made a lower low, right? It came down back, and it screw that one a little bit. So when it went up, it made a lower low, and then it went down, right? It made a lower lower again, and then went down. So I was expecting it's gonna dip under this area because it always had a smaller high, right? So definitely was expecting it's gonna go lower, but then it retained the same level, and it's just bounced off, right? But of course you can't know that, right? I mean, like I said, you gotta keep your trades consistent, your strategy consistent in order for you to catch this. So now I'm just adapting, right? It broke out, made a higher height. What's my first thing is? I'm gonna adapt. I'm gonna find a new long up here, right? So definitely looking forward, this is gonna be hit, and I do think this is one of the longs I would happily take because it is quite a good one. BitMEX. Let's see BitMEX. Sorry, BNB. Okay, so this one is still viable. Sort of is doing this. So yeah, still viable. Still gonna wait for this entry. We still got that one called out. Also got another one that I want to call out, which is, I think it's Algo. Wait, no, it's not Algo. Atom, actually Atom, yeah. Oh, what's this text keeps going? So basically, Atom is also one coin that I would like to call. The thing is, we didn't break the main levels of the chart, so I'm expecting to pull back to this one of the strongest levels on this. I mean, the chart is obviously not full, so it could be better on any other exchange, right? But I'm still thinking the chart is gonna pull back to this area before it moves any further, right? This area was already tested here, but after that test, we already made 2 higher highs, even 3 higher highs. So basically, it's again viable to take a trade on. And right now, it's approaching hot, quite hot, to be honest. Now, the only thing I have and hope that it won't bounce from here. So there is possibility that it bounces from here, right? It's a big area. The thing is why I'm not taking this area up here, if you might be questioning, because this area is good. I will take a trade here from, but the problem is the stop is so damn wide. You know, if I want to take it and I want to even place it under here, right? Because under here the stop is like 9%, right? So it is quite a wide one, right? I mean, it's not the most optimal one. I mean, it's not the worst one. I guess I could still take it from up here and just risk it, right? I mean, I could maybe get it to like this, and well, I guess we could discuss this one, you know, Arnaud. We could move this one up a little bit.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Because the alts are so bullish, so maybe you're right, Arnaud. Maybe we should move. But if this one goes through, then we have that one. So basically, we can call two longs. We can call one on the market smash right here. You're right, and then we can call another one down here. Yeah. I thought the stop was a little bit wider than I firstly expected, but okay, yeah, I'll fix this. I mean, I'll fix this call and actually make it different. Bat. We also have bat. So the thing is, ban bat. Here we got missed by a little. I mean, we probably got missed for less than 1% if I remember right or not. I mean, that was a bad one. Right now, see, the question now is, you see, this chart tells you nothing, right? So basically, you don't have a, it doesn't make a new top, right? But yet it's sort of a makes a lower highs, right? So I mean higher highs, right? So basically, I still can't do anything with this chart, right? I still have to wait out that it breaks out a little bit before I can start moving my longs higher again, right? But before that, I can't really do anything with this chart. So I'm gonna keep the entry the same for now, in case of if all season just ends and it dips and it gets filled, because this is a good trade. But if it's gonna moon out, I'm gonna have to, you know, I'm gonna have to fix it, right? Had another trade on here. I can call another one here because I heard people like ETC, and you can see that ETC is quite hot at the moment, right? I mean, I have no idea why ETC decided to bounce so hard. Have no idea, because as the first I mean, the last I heard, they actually scammed already, so I'm not so sure if my information was correct, that's fact, right? But I already drew one trade right here, and we can take this trade quite happily, and I think it's a good trade. I mean, like, I'm not expecting new high, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna expect a new high just because it's a niche coin, right? It doesn't prove you much. But, you know, if it just brings us to up here, or at least to, like, here, right? It's already 1.4%, and I'm willing to take 1.4%. Like, I'm not picky when it comes to this shit. Do we have any other coin? If I'm not, oh yeah, Mana, right? Mana coin.
Yeah, we have that Mana trade in queue. Still.
Yeah, but gonna have to cancel that one because the son of a bitch mooned as hell on us. Unlucky, man. Okay, so in here, the thing is, why we took this entry, right? We missed the original entry. This was the first one that we missed. So obviously we're not gonna. And look, the rejection was so bearish, right? The rejection was so bearish. So obviously we're not gonna take the entry at the same level, right? We had to go lower, and then, you know, all started to get bullish, and Mana decided, oh yeah, and I'm gonna react from the same level again. I should pump in, right? So this one is just unfortunate because you can't predict this shit, right? So basically the first trade that we've taken right here was acceptable, but yet, as you can see, whoop, my apologies. As you can see, we got missed by less than 1 goddamn percent again. It was like 0.3%. Our entry got missed for 1 Satoshi, if I see that right, and it mooned on us, so we had to cancel it. We did another trade, boom, it canceled. We have to cancel it again, sadly. It's playing around with us. It's playing around with our emotions, actually, how not? But then we also said that we shouldn't bring emotions into the market, right? So I'm just saying, still playing a little bit with our emotions. And I'm being currently spammed a lot on the goddamn what is it called, telegrams. I'm gonna close it down. Vibrate. Wait, we didn't trade this one, or we did? Oh yeah, we actually did, and we got missed. We got missed on plenty of trades in the past area, plenty of trades, but all of them, most of them were so close, you know. It's like, can't really help it. So yeah, these are basically all the trades that I'm willing to look at. I mean that I currently have for the next week, right? This one was nice. We already discussed this one. It's probably gonna bounce here, but you all know why we didn't take it, because the stop was freaking huge. Look at that, 25% stop. But you know, see, look at that reaction. You know there was gonna be reaction from this point, right? But we just couldn't take the trade. Goddamn it, just couldn't do it. The stop was so wide, like, you know, nobody could get a position on it anyways, right? So guys, do we have any questions? Because I am all out of alts and bitcoins and everything. So
no questions still, Alex.
Yeah, so if anybody got any questions, it's time to ask them now, or we'll slowly wrap up the webinar. I mean, the live stream, and then we will see each other next week, right? I mean, same day. Is it gonna be the same hour?
Probably around the same hour as well.
Probably around the same hour. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Do we have anything else? Main list. We did over the main list. We did over everything. We don't have any questions. Well, then again, okay, maybe the feeling for Bitcoin short is gonna come in fast. Wait, oh, that's not the right chart. Oh, this one is. Yeah, maybe the feeling for Bitcoin short is gonna come fast, like, you know, but still the stop is the questionable. It can either be here, here, or here if you really want to save, but right there is really wide. I would say if take the middle one and just go for here, I guess, right? And this should be a pretty good area. And then after that area should crack down.
Do you think that we can take the shot from a bit above that?
A bit above it? I wouldn't go a bit above it. The problem is why I wouldn't go a bit above this, because even here, right? I mean, if you took it at the bottom, you got missed, right? So you had to take it from the middle to get hit. So if it does the same thing again, and I put it above here, then I'm gonna get missed, right? So, so it's better to not be missed than to, you know. I mean, I guess you can take it, but like I said, back in the past, you wouldn't get filled, it wouldn't moon without you. So same can happen now with the dump, right? But it's a good risk to reward ratio. The risk to reward ratio is very, very good. I do like it, you know, so I would take it. And, you know, a lot of times it won't play out, but the times it will play out, you make so much that you cover all the other times, plus make a decent profit, plus you get paid on the fundings, you know, so that's quite interesting, right? Well, I guess then we can wrap this one up, right, Arnaud? If we got if we don't have any questions, then we will see you next week. Same day, same time, probably, most likely same time. We will see that one yet, right?
Yes.
Take care then, guys, and see you next time, right?
See you next week, guys.
Yeah.
Take care.
Bye.